hello, class. Come on in to class. Harrison is already starting already. So if you're coming in, we are doing tone and genre today. Tone and genre, week 4 of classes. I see Ebold. I see you guys popping in. Okay, so this is week 4. So we're doing tone and genre today. Hello, Steph. How are you, darling? You know what I forgot to do? I always want to do this, but I kind of forget. I like to put this little guy up on the screen, but I can never remember that he's here or where he is. Come on in, guys. Today's tone and genre. We're going to be doing things a little bit different for this class. I think we're going to be a little bit more interactive. So as you guys are coming in, you know how I normally ask you guys questions and have you put it in the chat. Today, I'm just going to pull you up on live. So if you're chatty Kathy, then I'm just going to call you up on live, and that's what it's going to be. So be prepared. Okay, be prepared. Sorry, I'm scrolling and trying to find... Okay, I have live pitch workshop. Pitch workshop. Okay. Maybe we can use this. I don't know. What do you guys think about this guy? Oh, no, I don't like that guy because he's gross. Yes, Sue. I see you looking all wide-eyed and crazy. Yes, I'm going to be pulling you guys up. So just know that that's going to happen. Okay. That is definitely going to happen. Okay, now I want to get rid of that. So let's get rid of it. Come on in. The live keeps buffering for me. I'll be back. Okay, Jocelyn. Okay, yay. No, Sue, it's too late, honey. It's too late. I already know you're in here. You guys, I didn't put on my, good light. I don't feel like it. Like this light. Don't I look fabulous with this light? I don't feel like using it today. Oh, but that does look so good. Oh, that looks so good compared to this. I don't care. I don't care, y'all. Sue, me or Sue? Sue is always raising her hand. Okay, so are you guys excited about tone and genre? Tone and genre? I hope so. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Jocelyn. I like the sweater too. It's really comfy. I don't think it looks the best on me. I think definitely the coloring would be better on somebody else, but it's just so comfortable and it's cute. So I wear it anyway. Okay. I feel like this is a good time to start. Okay, so you know what we're going to start with, guys? We are starting with a commercial. Okay? So do not forget, there's 2 things I want you, well, actually, there's a lot of things I want you guys to remember. So take out pens and pencils if we still do that. Ah, I'm glowing. Wait, are you sure I'm glowing now? This is glowing. Look, I'm glowing. But I don't feel like using this light tonight. I don't feel like being blinded by the glow. Because that's too much. That's just too much, honey. That's just too much. But thank you. I enjoy the fact that you think I'm glowing. Okay, so 2 things happening. It might be a little bit louder. I'm in a different location. I'm still at my house. I just decided to come into my room to do this because, I don't know. I did our live pitch workshop from here, and I really liked the setup for it. So, ignore all the shadows in the background. I just don't feel like bright light and doing all the things tonight. So I'm not going to. Okay, pens and paper. Let's take notes on our commercial because there's a couple things I want to remind you guys of. Number 1, I wanted to say thank you guys so much for showing up to the live pitch workshop on Sunday. We impressed the shit out of Nicole, okay? You guys showed up in that live. You were your usual talkative selves, giving each other encouragement, giving Nicole encouragement, giving me encouragement, giving Steph encouragement. Thank you so much for showing up. It was a blast. And it actually inspired me or motivated me, I guess, to turn the live pitch workshop into an actual podcast. So anytime we do a guest speaker, a guest lecturer, I'm just going to throw that onto a podcast. So that is because you guys were so great. Like, it was such a great experience. After the live, Nicole and I chatted for a little bit more. Turns out we have a few friends in common. So that was like really funny. Epiphany. Hi, darling. So that was fun. And then good night as in bye, or good night as in like good morning, but it's nighttime. Not as like a salutation is not like a goodbye. Yeah, okay, so thank you so much for doing that. And also I'm turning that into a podcast series. I'm just probably going to post on Spotify or something. I will let you guys know. So that's the first thing. Second thing is our next live pitch workshop is also a guest lecturer, a guest speaker, and that is Charla Lawrenston. And Charla, honey, is Charla is a writer, and she has written for, Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, Hannibal Buress's comedy show. She's written for The Last OG, starring Tracy Murray. She's written for Grand Crew, a show that was on NBC. She's written her own stand-up comedy series. I kind of felt that way, Nash, but I wanted to make sure I knew you weren't coming. So Charla Lawrenston is Charla, her name is actually spelled Charla, last name Lauriston. So Charla Lawrenston. She is a phenomenal writer. I like her because she's an active working writer. And for those of you who don't know my page, the reason why I even started coming on TikTok, past just for like funsies, is because I wanted people to understand that there are Black women in this business doing the damn thing, right? Like, we are showing up, we're doing our job. It's a viable career option for people. And for, if you can't see something happening, you don't understand or believe that it can happen for you. So I just wanted to be like, hey, I'm here. I'm winning Emmys, writing shows, producing stuff. I'm here. So I just wanted to show that exists. And the thing with Charla is out here being a working writer. And that to me is really important to show that, because there are people who go into teaching and they have never actually written before, or they go into teaching after they've accomplished whatever they wanted to do in their career as a writer. And so I like the idea of just bringing someone on who is actively in the trenches, doing it, knowing she's the person that once your pitch deck gets picked up, she's the type of writer they're going to send that to, and she's going to go, okay, let me look over their pilot episode. Let me look at their show Bible. Let me see if I can write the pilot episode. Let me see if I can give you a series synopsis. Like, she's the person they hire to come in and really turn that concept into a solid idea that people can like lock into. So I think that's fantastic to have her on. So that is next Sunday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Okay? Show up, show out. Okay? So there's that. And then, of course, I'm going to tell you guys to go buy the guide. A little reminder that my guide is in the link in my bio. You can click on it, go to the Stand store. It's the first or second thing to pop up. And it's the ultimate guide to creating a pitch deck for a scripted series. That is your cheat sheet for the class. And it will give you, like, tonight on the syllabus, we're going to talk about tone and genre. So you can follow along with the guide. I give you a little more conversation while we're talking, so you can take additional notes, but the guide basically guides you through. And if you miss a class, or if you want to get ahead and learn a little bit more or research a little bit more, the guide is there to provide that. So I always encourage you guys to go purchase the guide. My own personal goal is to see 5 people. By the end of the live, I'd love to see 5 people who have gotten that guide, because then that makes me know, A, we have new people that have come in that haven't been in before. And secondly, it shows me that people really are excited and committed to like doing this and learning this, and, buying all the the like materials they need for it. So that's that. Second, when it comes to commercials, we are talking about the Pitch It Like You Mean It workshop. When you get a chance, maybe please add last Tuesday's class to YouTube. Yes, darling. I'm adding that tomorrow morning, I think is when the post is. Tomorrow's class. Let me just double check of when it's scheduled. Yeah, that's scheduled for tomorrow, I believe at 8 a.m. And then I also drop it in Patreon, which is our other commercial. Please go to our Patreon. Our community is getting great. Oh, hi, Tiffany. Thank you. The guide is awesome. You guys, our Patreon community is growing. So if you're not already part of it, get up in there, okay? There's obviously different tiers. You guys know how Patreon works. There's a couple of different tiers. Join the community. That's the most important part. I want to see you guys in the community, talking, engaging with each other, being creative with each other, sharing ideas, thoughts, interacting. Like that really is going to make the class feel like a real class and a real community. And Steph just so here's the significance of that and why I want to talk about that today. I have 2 spots available on Saturday. Our Pitch It Like You Mean It is our live pitch workshop, but with only 4 to 5 people in the group. We had our first one on Saturday and it was so good, you guys. We had our first one. I'm trying to think. We had Fruity Flounder was in there. I don't know if you're in here right now, Fruity Flounder, but the flounder of the Fruity Flounder was in there. Then we had Ebold was in there. Ebold did fantastic. I cannot believe Ebold did not do her pitch on the live pitch workshop and she chose to do it in the small group workshop. It's a fantastic idea. It's actually very beautiful and poignant and just absolutely fantastic. So we got to workshop that and talk about that a little bit and figure out ways to present it, what her next steps are, which is what happens with the live pitch workshop. Excuse me, guys, for some reason. For some reason, my throat is like super dry. So what happens with the pitch workshop? You get on, you have 2 minutes to do your verbal pitch. We talk about that. Then I go through whatever you have for me. If it's a pitch deck, if it's a treatment, if it's anything that you have. Hi, Ebold. Ebold's driving, guys. Please pay attention to the road. Do not waste your time paying attention to us until you are safe. Oh no, the alarm didn't go off, Bo. That's okay. So you get 2 minutes to pitch. We talk about your verbal pitch, and then we go into whatever resources you have for me to watch. If it's like a one sheet where you just like put all your thoughts down on paper and we go over it, we can help shift it, formulate it, like work it into a log line, work it into a synopsis, work it into a summary. You spend a good amount of time dedicated to your concept and your project. The thing I've learned that I love about the small group Pitch It Like You Mean It workshop is we're all collaborative. So you're in there with 4 other people, and those 4 other people are also listening to your pitch, also thinking about things. We had a moment where Lady Soldier was in there, Tila. We were workshopping her. She has a book that she wants to turn into a series, and we were workshopping it, and we were just going like really in the trenches trying to figure out what a log line could be, how we could shape it. And then out of nowhere, Ebold comes up with the absolute perfect log line. Absolutely perfect. And so we were able to anchor the ocean of information that Lady Soldier has for this project into a 2-sentence log line, and it was masterful. So I love that. We are not able to do that on the live because everyone is sort of, typing in their answers and listening and absorbing, but the workshop I love because it's everybody together. So that is available. I think we have 2 spots still available. So please go register. And I absolutely forgot. Give me 2 seconds. Whenever I'm on live, I drop the price because this is our first round of doing it. And I want you guys to really get excited about it. And also you're doing me a favor by helping me sort of workshop the workshop by you guys coming in. So that is why I like to lower the price and encourage you guys to come on in and give it a try. So I just put it at $600. Just kidding. It's $65. Just kidding. Okay, so that is updated for those of you who are interested. And I have decided that's it. Okay, are you guys ready for our lesson tonight? Put some 1s in the chat if you're ready for the lesson. tone and genre. Tone and genre. Also, Bo, you were late. You are not the only one who's late. But in case you guys missed it, this class is going to be a lot more interactive. I asked you guys to, I love it. Look at all those ones. I asked you guys to interact normally by putting like a 1 or 2 or 5 or something in the comments. I'm just going to pull you up into my live. So if I think you might have the answer, I'm going to invite you onto the live and you're going to answer it live. Okay. I love the interaction. So blame it on the Pitch It Like You Mean It workshop this weekend, because I absolutely loved having people pop up and like we get to talk to them face to face, or you know what I mean, camera to camera. Okay, so it looks like we're ready. So be warned, you have been warned. Okay, people, you have been warned, because I'm going to start inviting people. Oh, Nash, you already know. Nash, you already know. You already know. You're about to be called on. Okay, so topics that we're going to cover today: identifying genre and an emotional atmosphere of your series, which is essentially the tone. So genre and tone. We're going to talk about using visuals and language to reinforce the tone. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and give you your homework assignment at the top of the class. Okay, you are going to take last week's exercise, last week's homework, which was the genre remix challenge. Let me go ahead and pop that up there. You are going to take last week's assignment and you are going to write your 3 synopsis, right? We had our story premises. You have 1 of 2 to choose from, right? For our premise. You are going, if anyone knows the premise, the 2 premise options, I don't have it up in front of me. If you have it, just copy and paste it and put it in here, and then Steph can pen it or you can pin it. So you're going to take 1 of the 2 synopsis. You are then going to write or 1 or 2 premises, sorry. Then you're going to write a synopsis. 3 different versions of a synopsis. So you're going to pick 3 different genres, and you're going to make a hello. Oh, wait.
Okay, request access.
Oh, you guys, hold on 1 second. I just scared the crap out of myself. Hold on.
Autumn, I just sent you
You guys, hold on. This is so crazy. This is so
your pitch
crazy.
deck that you sent me.
Okay. That is so funny. You guys know what just happened, right? Can we guess what just happened? Can we guess what just happened? There we go. No, can we guess what just happened? I was downloading last week's live to add it to its scheduled post. And when you do that on TikTok, you have to process it, and processing takes forever, and you never know when it's done. But when it does get done, it starts playing itself. So that's what happened. It started playing last week's class while in the middle of this week's class. Anyways, the distractions, honey. The distractions. Okay, back to our homework assignment. So last week we had 2 premises. You can choose 1 of 2. Whichever one you choose, you have to write a synopsis for that story premise, and you have to do it 3 times. Pick 3 different genres to write out that story premise, okay? That was last week's assignment. What we are adding on to that assignment is, after this class, once we go over tone and genre, you are going to summarize the tone and genre using 2 to 3 key phrases. Okay. And it may not make sense to you guys right now, but it will make sense by the end of the class. Okay. You're going to summarize the tone and genre of week 3's synopsis using 2 to 3 key phrases. Okay. There is an example I can give you: a heartfelt coming of age comedy with a darkly comedic twist. Okay. That is going to be an example of how you describe the tone. That will be the header. Hi, Lethea. That will be the header of your homework. So you will have the first premise. Let's say you want to go with a dark coming of age comedy, a dark comedy. You're going to tell me it is a heartfelt coming of age comedy with a dark comic twist. And then you'll write the synopsis. Okay? Are we all in agreement? Let me see some ones if you get it. If you don't, that's fine. Hopefully you'll get it by the end of class, okay? Okay. I know. Tone is so fun. Because there really aren't any rules to it. It's really just how you want to describe what your story is. There's really nothing to it, and that is why I like it. Okay, so let's begin. You guys, sorry, my dog is eating his food and he's so loud. Okay, here's a nice little question. What do Stranger Things and The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel have in common? What do Stranger Things and The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel have in common? Okay, let me just answer for you. They both have distinct tones and genres that shape their storytelling. Okay? They are opposite ends, complete opposite ends of tone and genre from each other. They are very distinct, and those genres shape the storytelling. Okay? We learned with Stranger Things / Montauk that it was very 80s inspired. It was very Steven Spielberg meets Stephen King in the 80s. Okay? Very distinct, and that helped tell the story. Okay? It shaped the story. So let's start. What do I mean by genre and tone? Let's break that down, okay? Genre is a category or type of story based on... How's that? Oh, wait, I don't want to use that one. We don't like that one. Let's see. I believe I want to use this one. Yay. How does that look, guys? Can y'all read that? I know we tried to do this last time, and then I tried to do that. There we go. How's that, guys? Can you read that? Yes? Okay. Genre is the category or type of story based on its themes, settings, and conventions. Okay? So the genre is based off of things that it has in common with other movies under that genre, right? So a really easy way to tell this is sci-fi. Sci-fi is very easy to identify. There is something science fiction about it, whether it is time travel, whether it takes place in outer space, whether it is some sort of, mystery lab explosion that changes the DNA of human beings. It's very easy to identify sci-fi. So no matter what the title of the series or the movie is, there are similar categories that all the movies fall under. Okay, so it is the category or type of story based on its themes, settings, and convention versus tone. Okay, tone is more about the emotional quality or attitude of the story. Let's see if that works right there. I don't know if you guys can see that. I don't know if my big old head is in the way. The emotional quality or attitude of the story. Okay, I know it sounds like a bunch of different words, but here's a very easy way that helps me identify it. What you're differentiating between what kind of story is this, is the question, versus how does the story make you feel? Okay, so very distinct. I feel like you guys can't see that well. So let me try this. Let's see if that's better. Nope. Yeah, let's see if that's better. Yeah, that might be better for now. So it's on a white background. You guys can see that, right? Yay! Y'all are real quiet in here today. Y'all must be taking notes because you know I'm going to call on you. You know I'm going to pull you up on this live. Okay, so a really easy way to identify the differences between genre, and your tone is the genre is what kind of story is this? That's the question you're answering versus, oh, look, Tiffany's in. Hi, Tiff. Yes, tell them to buy the guide. Thank you, Tiffany. Okay, so genre, you're asking what kind of story is this? Is this a comedy, a drama, a sci-fi, a period piece, historical fiction, versus how does this story make me feel? Does it make me feel happy, whimsical, dark, suspenseful, on the edge of my seat? Like, these are things that you explore when you're exploring the tone and really honing in on that, okay? So a very easy way to identify the difference. Genre is what kind of story is this versus how does the story make you feel, okay? So let's dive into genre, okay, darling? Let's go back to genre. Genre provides a framework for storytelling where it basically is helping the audience understand what to expect, right? That's like a really simple way to think about it. It is, oh, there we go. You guys are so quiet today. Y'all are real scared I'm going to call on you. Okay. Genre provides a framework for storytelling that helps the audiences understand what to expect. For example, I'm watching a movie, or I'm going to pick a movie to go watch, or I'm picking a TV series to sit down in front of, and I am going to go, oh, I want to watch this comedy. I know what to expect in general about this comedy. I understand that as a comedy, I may laugh. It may be bent over, gut-wrenching belly laugh, or it might be a smart, like, hee 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 chuckle because I've understood something, smart and witty. Or it may be complete slapstick. I don't know. But you understand as a comedy, you have certain expectations of what's going to be felt while you're in that movie, right? So your genre, again, is what kind of story is this? Common TV genres, okay? And I say TV, but that does branch out across all sort of mediums. Comedy, drama, sci-fi fantasy, crime thriller, horror, which I hate saying that word, by the way, horror, romance. Oh, I see y'all aren't talking, but y'all are sending gifts. Okay, we love the gifts. But I also like when you guys talk, okay? Horror, romance, okay? So comedy, some examples. We have Abbott Elementary, Ted Lasso, right? Hi, Uncle Vaughn. Come on in. What kind of snacks you got? I see donuts and ice cream. Whew, I wish I had ice cream right now. That's what I meant to do. I meant to go buy Ben & Jerry's ice cream today. Dang it. Yes. Don My Jean. D-O-D My Jean? Don My Jean. You know, I'm not pronouncing any names because you guys read me for filth, okay? Like 2 classes ago, and it has stuck with me. Okay, that's a genre. Comedy, Abbott Elementary, Ted Lasso. Drama, Succession, The Crown are very good examples. Sci-fi, fantasy, obviously Stranger Things. Another show I was obsessed with for a while, The Switcher. Examples of crime and thriller are shows like Ozark or Mindhunter. And then horror, of course, we have Walking Dead, The Haunting of Hill House, and then romance. So these are just a few big ones, but romance, Emily in Paris, Bridgerton, those kind of things. Those are just kind of big, giant, obvious genres, okay? What the genre is doing, it's clearly identifying the genre of your show is essential in establishing expectations and drawing in the right audience. So that's why it's important. Identifying your genre, it is essential, and I'm going to say this again, essential to establishing expectations and drawing in the right audience. This is important in your pitch deck because as someone reading your pitch deck, like if you guys get your pitch deck to Nicole's looking and going, okay, what audience is this? Because what audience tells me which buyer mandates, even though we are now ignoring buyer mandates, right? It tells me which networks and production companies are more likely to be interested in this based off of the audience that will be brought to the table, right? Because our buyer mandates include audience and demographic, right? So knowing the genre helps me, looking at your pitch, understand, is this something that we're interested in? Is this our same audience? Is this the audience we're trying to reach? And if that is clearly established through your genre, then it's a no-brainer for the person reading your pitch deck, okay? So, oh, yay, look at you guys talking. I love it. It makes me so happy. Okay, so here's a couple of things to keep in mind when you're trying to clarify and nail down your genre, right? The obvious big question, what kind of story is this? Sometimes that just answers it, right? But here's things to keep in mind and to ask yourself. Is this a drama? Meaning, is it focusing on emotional depth, and is it character-driven stories? Okay, that sort of hints at it being a drama. Is it a comedy, which is emphasizing humor and lightheartedness? Is that what this is? Does it belong in a genre like sci-fi, horror, or thriller with specific elements and conventions, right? So let's say it fits. So let's say it is like a time travel, right? That's gonna plop you right down in sci-fi or fantasy, right? Or honestly horror. But that brings me to the point that sometimes your show or your series can blend genres, right? We've heard of dramedies before, a comedic drama or a drama with comedy elements, a horror comedy like what's that series the Waynes did? What is that series? It was a spoof off of Scream. Help me out, guys. Help me out. Help me out, guys. Help me out. What was it? I forgot. Anyway, someone will find. Scary movie. Duh. Can I tell you the simplest name? The simplest name. And I'm like, a movie that's scary but funny. You're all scary movie. Anyways, so they can blend it. You can, and I think I saw Starlet, you said dramedy. Yes. Horror comedy, sci-fi romance. You can explore combinations that best fit your concept. So I'm not trying to get you to identify the genre because I want to box you in. I'm trying to get you to identify the genre so that the person drinking the glass of water that we're dwindling things down to understands like, oh, I got it. This is sparkling water. Simple as that. Or, oh, this is Dasani water. Tubi. We hear you, Tubi. But, it kind of helps them identify what it is. I know, Nash, you're going to say something about Tubi. Side eye. Anyways, how are we feeling about genre? Do we understand why it's important? Do we understand how to sort of narrow in on your genre? Hi, Bo. Oh, no, headache. We hate. Migraines are the worst. They are the absolute worst. I'm so sorry. Take off. We'll still be here. We'll be here tomorrow too. Okay, so genre is very straightforward, and it's something that we don't even understand that we already understand, right? We just know these things because it is the most obvious part of a pitch. It is the most obvious part of a movie, a TV series, even your own digital content. When you guys are on YouTube, do you understand that they also break those off into genres, right? They have different types of YouTubers. Even here on TikTok, we have types and genres of TikTokers. We have the yappers, right? Meaning, I know who conventions of yappers, right? So if you're a yapper on this app, I know any trending topic that comes up, you're going to have an opinion on it. I know that. So I'm shifting over if I want to know that because I understand, identify what genre that is. If you are a beauty girl, if you're one of the fashion girlies, I know that I'm going to you for this particular thing. And I understand as someone on the outside looking in, I can identify who your audience is. You, as the person creating the content, you can identify who your audience is. You can speak to your audience. So genres it's a very easy way to understand categorically where your project sort of lies. Okay. And we care about that as creatives because we're tapping into our audience. Okay. We don't care about it from a business side of it. We should, because that's the people we're pitching to. But your job and the way you want to understand it is when it comes to your story and your pitch deck, it is a way for you to identify who your audience is, who's listening to the story. Okay. Now, you guys say you have it. Okay. You say you understand it. Put some ones if you understand it. Let me see some ones from those who understand genre. I'll wait because I don't see any ones. I don't see. Y'all be taking forever. Okay, there we go. I see some ones. Okay, so how confident are you? Because I have a little test. I have a little pop quiz for you guys, okay? Not 1, 2. Is that a half? You halfway there, Nash? You just don't want to get pulled up. And because of that, Nash, you're about to get pulled up. Okay? Ha, ha. I'm pulling you up, girl. I'm pulling you up. Nash, I sent you an invitation. There you go. Hi, Nash.
Hello.
How you doing?
You see, I was over here trying to mind my business,
Never. I don't believe that for 1 second. Not for 1 second do I believe that. Okay, so we have a little test here.
Okay.
I want to know, I have to first check to see if you're familiar with any of these shows. White Lotus, Euphoria, Only Murders in the Building, or Last of Us.
Oh my God, none of them. I'm a sci-fi girly. Oh my God.
Nash, I'm kicking you off.
Okay.
I'm kicking you off. I'm
Okay.
kicking you off.
Okay.
It takes me a minute to kick you off, so I have to be dramatic and then undramatic at the same time. Okay, kicking you off. Bye. You see how I had to kick Nash off? Do you see how I had to kick her off? Sue. Oh, you want to laugh, Sue? You want to laugh? Okay. I see. Sue thinks it's really funny. Sue, I can't even invite you on the live. You are so lucky. You are so lucky. I have no option to invite you on this live. Sue, you are so insanely lucky. Very, very lucky. Okay, so who is familiar with the show Last of Us? That's like a niche one. Pedro Pascal. I know 3 of the 4, but I didn't watch it. Well, let's see. Let's see. Oh, I haven't seen you in class in a while, so I'm gonna pull you up here. I'm gonna pull you up here.
Hello.
Hello, darling. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Okay, you said you're familiar with 3 of the 4?
Yes, I heard of them and I've seen like little clips here and there, but I didn't watch it. Cuz I
Okay.
mostly watch foreign stuff. American stuff I watch like Abbott, Will Trent, The Rookie.
I love Will Smith.
So, oh my, Will Trent is so good.
I know, it's so good. Oh, wait, so we have similar tastes because I watch all of those procedurals. Every last one of them. Okay, do you know Only Murders in the Building?
I know it's on Hulu.
Okay, the girl ain't gonna do nothing for me. Do
Sorry.
you know The Last of Us?
No, but I know Pedro is in it with that one little the younger girl. It was like on HBO.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
so sorry. I'm not helpful.
Okay. No, I'm trying to. That might be all you need to know. So here's the test. So you guys pay attention as we use. And how do you, is your name Jean?
My last name's Jean, so it's pronounced do me, like do me a favor, and it's yeah, do me Jean.
Oh, do me. Okay. I thought that was like not your name in the front. That was like something like clever or something I didn't understand, and then your name. But that is your name. I love it.
Thank you.
Okay, so The Last of Us. What would you guess is the genre for Last of Us, and why do you think it fits into the genre?
I would say suspense. If I can remember correctly, I think it was about like I don't know if it was like zombies, but it's about two like a father and daughter kind of thing. If I could be wrong, and I know they were running and stuff like that, but I think it's more suspense, maybe low key horror. Um, I would say that.
I think that is a great guess.
Oh, that's wrong.
No, no, no. Only because, and this is very easy for people to do. Suspense is actually a tone, not a
Oh,
genre.
okay.
So suspense fits for it,
Mm-hmm.
but it is the tone of it because it's how it makes you feel. It makes you feel suspenseful. It makes you feel on the edge of your seat. It makes you feel suspended in what's going to happen next. So that is a feeling which falls under tone.
Oh, I never knew that.
Yes. So that's why when I say it is genre is what kind of story is this? It's the what. And the tone is the how. How does this make me feel? Does this make me feel happy and lighthearted? Does this make me feel like whimsical? Does this make me feel angry or frustrated? Does this make me feel scared? So it's very subtle, but the question that you ask makes it miles apart. So,
Okay.
what kind of story is this? Not suspenseful, because that's how I feel. I feel on the edge of my seat. Um, the type of story it is, the kind of story it is, it's post apocalyptic, right? But
Yes.
a drama.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
It's
That's that
drama,
makes more sense.
right? And sometimes for me, I have to do process of elimination. It's not funny, so it's not a comedy, right? It's not, it could be science fiction. It could be maybe, I don't see fantasy because there aren't any dinosaurs or anything like that.
Hmm.
Could be a thriller, but I usually hold that off until I go, oh, this is probably a drama. And most things are a drama. Like that's
Okay.
the biggest category. And then the tone, it's a suspenseful drama, but it's also a post-apocalyptic drama.
Okay.
Okay. So that was a good guess, and I'm glad that you were our first example.
Woohoo!
Woo-woo. Okay, get off my live.
Bye.
Bye. I think I love kicking you guys off. It's funny. That's so funny. Okay, so Last of Us, which I'm so glad that was our first example, and I'm so glad that Doomy came on and did it justice by saying that the genre is suspense, but suspense is really the tone, okay? And we'll get more into tone, and this will make a little bit more sense as we go through, okay? So the genre is post-apocalyptic drama, and here's why. The Last of Us is set in a dystopian world ravaged by a fungal infection, which is a hallmark of post-apocalyptic stories, right? Like it is a hallmark. Hey, Autumn. Oh, Autumn, are you late? Because Uncle Vaughn is late and he brought snacks. You are just late. Late. Okay, so that is why Last of Us is very obviously post-apocalyptic. I think the confusion is a lot of people don't know all the genres, right? There's a plethora of genres. We'll go through them by the time we're done with this class. But a post-apocalyptic, and it's a drama. It's focused on the emotional journey of the characters. That is a telltale sign that it is a drama. It is focused on the journey of the characters. We understand what dad's journey is. We understand what daughter's journey is. We understand the conflict as it relates to their character and their journey. Okay. Particularly for this, the relationship between Joel and Ellie, if you guys are familiar with the story, it adds depth and aligns it with a drama. So that's why it is a drama, specifically post-apocalyptic. Okay. If I were to assign this a tone, I probably would say suspense. But I don't know. Tone is always a little harder for me because I am always on the edge of my seat with everything. So everything to me feels suspenseful. I mean, I could watch Bridgerton and I'm like, oh, will they, won't they? And I'm on the edge of my seat. So, but knowing the genre is a little bit easier. And I'm going to stress this again, guys. Understanding the genre versus the tone, you want to ask these two questions. One, what kind of story is this? Two, how does this story make you feel is the tone. What kind of story is the genre? How it makes you feel is the tone. Okay. Who wants to be next? Who wants to come up here next? Let's see. Who knows? Who thinks they have the answer for only murders in the building? Who thinks they have the answers for only? Can the tone vary based on individual viewer? Yeah, Nash, it can, but we don't care. As someone who is pitching it and organizing it, you need to tell me the tone of it because, and you'll understand this when we get to tone. Tone dictates for you. So the genre dictates a few things for the person you're pitching to. Tone dictates how you go about telling that story for you. Okay. Is that Lon or Lun? Lun, I can't even bring you on here. See, you guys are so, I tell you. Corey, it's your turn. Corey? Oh, Fruity Flounder's here. Oh no, Fruity Flounder. You're always in bad weather. Always under bad weather.
Hello.
Hi, Corey. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic. So you think you have the answer, do you, darling?
Yeah, is it not a dramedy? Murder mystery?
We're close. We're close. Well, let's explore it being a dramedy. As far as the drama part, are we on an emotional journey with any of the characters as far as their growth and their central themes? Are we made clear and aware of what those are?
I'm pretty sure Martin Short's character, I feel like there was progressive growth with him throughout it.
Sorry, my dog is unusually quiet. Sorry, I was like, wait a second. Do you think that happens in the same way it does for a series like This Is Us?
I don't think so. I think This Is Us has a more of an emotional punch to it, I guess.
Ding, 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 ding. So that's another way to identify dramas or what genre. the emotional journey of the characters makes it a drama. So if we don't have that emotional journey, like I'm not crying on Only Murders in the Building. I'm not someone said a K-drama mystery. I can't. So I would not say it's a drama, but I absolutely agree with you that it is a mystery and a comedy. And that happens to be what it classifies itself. And it fits because the show revolves around solving a murder, which obviously mystery, and a key element of the mystery, which is a key element of the mystery drama. But its humorous approach with witty dialogue, quirky characters, firmly planted in comedy. And I think you understood that. I think everyone sort of understood that. I think what drama has to be specifically emotional journey for the characters, exploring a relationship. I'm dialed in and I'm invested in who these people are. So a lot of times procedurals may not fall under that. A lot of times comedies don't fall under that. Very rarely do you have a dramedy. That's a very hard thing to pull off. But this is definitely mystery comedy. Does that make sense, Corey?
Yeah, it does. Thank you.
Okay, get off my live then.
I got you, girl.
See ya. I love pulling you guys up here. This is fun. Okay, our next example is Euphoria. Who thinks they can represent Euphoria? I am Lethea. Lethea, I don't even know if you know this answer. I don't care. I'm pulling you up. I'm pulling you up. Hi, it's Lethea, guys.
Oh my God.
That's what you get.
I'm like Nash over here minding my business, taking notes.
Absolutely not. You guys never mind your business. Y'all always in my business. Okay. Okay, Euphoria. What genre?
I'm going to take a wild guess because I have not watched Euphoria, but I know it features Zendaya and my daughter watched it. I'm going to say it's a drama.
Yay! You're the first one to get it right on the first try. Yes. And why? Okay. Part 2. Why do you feel it's a drama?
Well, from the clips that I see and from some of the story I hear from my daughter, it's drama based on uh, her life and I guess some addiction and different things that happen around that. I'm not sure.
I'm going to say no, but here's
Okay.
why. Here's why. It's considered a drama because it explores the lives of teenagers grappling with complex issues.
Okay.
So that's the emotional journey of the characters. So you have addiction, relationships, mental health. Okay.
Right.
It's an intense emotional storytelling that happens to be focused on coming of age. So not just a drama, but I would call it a teen drama or a young adult drama.
Oh, okay. So that's like an exclusive description of it.
Yeah, it's a little more specific, but it definitely
Okay.
falls under drama because we're not laughing, not
Right.
intentionally. Like they're not saying come and laugh with us, but they
Right.
are. There might be funny moments in there, but it's definitely not a comedy. It's not sci-fi. It's not fantasy. It's not horror. It
Right.
is exploring the emotional journey of the characters.
Okay.
Look at you getting an A in class already today. Now
Yay!
get off my live.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, you guys are doing such a good job. Okay, we have one left. Who wants to do White Lotus? Who knows White Lotus? Oh, look at that. Autumn volunteered. Look at that. Autumn, that was so nice of you. Look at you just volunteer. Oh, Leslie. I forgot you were Leslie. Leslie's here. Autumn, I can't believe you volunteered. That was so nice of you. I think I can't believe.
Oh, of course you picked this one. I never seen one episode of that show, but all
Okay, you know what? Get off my live. Get off my live. No, Autumn. Lon is lucky. I keep calling you Lon. I know it's Lon. Let's see. Who did I just see walk in here? Who just came into class late? I just saw it. Oh, they don't let you go back. Oh, Nancy. Nancy, you're in here laughing and cracking jokes. Okay, Nancy, let's go. Nancy, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I just love when you guys volunteer. It's so lovely. It just makes me so happy. Have you seen White Lotus, Nancy, or am I kicking you off the lie?
I think I saw the pilot episode, but it was a long time. It was a while ago.
Okay, I think that's enough. What would you say is the genre?
Uh,
Let's make it a little bit harder.
it's like a mix, yeah.
Definitely a mix.
I'm not sure if it's supposed to be funny, but it is funny.
Comedy is part of it.
But is it a dramedy? Not quite. It's more leaning towards drama, but it's a little bit funny.
Yeah, so I think that's a lot of bit funny. I would give you an A on the test if you put dramedy. But I would then also ask you, for bonus question, what is the tone of that comedy?
It's a little bit suspense. Not suspense, not
Starts with a D.
dark.
Look at you, man. Get A pluses all around. Yes, it's a dark comedy. And so the tone is important for this, especially when you're describing a comedy like of this nature. But it sort of falls under satire,
Okay, yeah.
right?
That's what I
But
was
that also equals dark comedy
Okay.
for the most part. Because it's funny and it's whatever. And here is a little bit of an explanation why. It definitely has a dark comedic tone. Its absurdity in a serious situation is literally like the definition of a dark comedy, just being absurd in the face of serious situations.
Right.
And it's driven by satirical elements. Like it's just putting you in ridiculous situations to be absurd when you should be serious. And it's like death and murder, and people are like, so it is a satire. But this is a case where it was almost a trick question because dark is the tone, comedy is the genre.
Okay.
Oh, look at Celine said she was going to watch. Okay, Celine. Nancy, I'm kicking you off.
Bye.
Bye, darling. Okay, look at you guys doing pop quizzes. Isn't this so fun? It's so fun. Okay, so we learned about genre. Yes? Genre. I'm going to quickly list off some genres for you guys just so you have them, okay? Just so you can get familiar with having them. There are so many genres. There are so many. I can't possibly list them all, but I'm going to give you the biggest ones, the most common ones, the most familiar ones, okay? What was Euphoria? Is that the question? Euphoria is a drama, but more specifically a teen or young adult drama. Okay, so here's a list of some genres, some very well-known, obvious genres. Sci-fi, horror, which I don't know if you guys can tell, I literally hate saying that word because I know I say it wrong. I say horror, but most people say horror because I'm on the East Coast. They're like, oh my God, it was a horror movie. And I'm like, is it horror or horror? I don't know. I hate it. Anyways, romantic comedy, crime/thriller, fantasy, drama, mystery, superhero/action or action/superhero, coming of age, and post-apocalyptic/dystopian. Okay? Pretty Flounder, am I saying it right? Horror? I don't know. Everyone on the East Coast says horror. And I chuckle every time they say it. Like I like chuckle a little bit. And then I used to go like, oh my God, you say it with such a cute accent. And they're like, what accent? And I'm like, and everyone in the room is like, what accent? And I'm like, what? Huh? That's not how you say it, right? I mean, you can say it however, but I was the only one hearing the accent. And everyone's like, no. And they're like, how do you say it? And I was like, horror. And they're like, yeah, that's what we're saying. I was like, no, you're not. You're saying horror. Anyways, I digress. Very regional. Southern's just tripping, say her. It's a horror movie. Oh, honey, don't get me started on the South. Don't get me started on the South, okay? My sister's name is Erin, Erin, and they call her Ern. Like, they're always like, oh, how's your sister Ern doing? I'm like, who is Ern? her name has several syllables. It's not just one. Yeah, New York say horror. It was a horror. It was so horrible instead of horrible. I don't know. Anyways, I digress. Don't get me sidetracked, okay? So now we're going to go into tone, but guess what we're going to do first before we go to tone, people? A commercial break. If you haven't bought my guide, go buy the guide, okay? Here's the reason why. It is your cheat sheet for the class. You can literally follow along in the book. You can easily skip ahead if you want some extra learning, or if you want to feel smart, or if you just want to cheat like Nash does every single class. So Nash is like, I know the answer. It's because Nash is reading off the book, okay? So go get the guide. The second important reason why to get the guide is it is such a wonderful way to support your professor. These classes are free. They take a lot of my energy, and I love it. Okay? I love it. But support would be nice. Okay? So go buy the guide. Second, pitch it like you mean it. Look, I love you guys with the gifts and the roses. You guys are so cute. Yes, Nash. Yes, Nash. I had to kick you off of the live, and now I'm just gonna poke fun at you the whole time. Who said that? Don't make me go get Portia. Oh, I'm gonna start telling y'all that. Anyways, pitch it like it mean it workshop. There were 3 workshops. Fruity Flounder was in our first one on Saturday. Ebold was in our first one on Saturday. It was so much fun. Let me explain to you. I absolutely love it. I love our live pitch workshops. If you like the live pitch workshops, you're going to love the pitch it like you mean it workshops, because those are smaller. They're not on live for the whole world to see. They are a small group of 3. Well, it was 3 people last time, and I really like that number. So after this first round, I'm going to drop that number down. It gave me a chance to just be one-on-one with you guys. And instead of it being me on the screen talking at you, you guys are inside of the, like, I'm going to call it Zoom, but it's not, but it's just kind of like it's almost like we're doing a podcast all together, and I can see you. You can see me. We can talk. We can laugh. We can crack jokes. And it's really just a lot more intimate than our weekly live pitch workshop. So I really enjoyed it. Here's the thing. I am only doing these 3 Saturdays. So last Saturday was one. We have another one coming up. I don't know how many spots we have left in that one. Let me just quickly check. Let's see. Let's see how many we have left in that one. It is, let's see. We have, oh, just kidding. Just kidding. I was looking at the wrong one. I was like, wait, how did that happen? Because I think this is one that is, oh, wait, Tony. This one on Saturday, there's only 1 person in it. So that means we have 4 seats left. So if you want to be part of our Pitch It Like You Mean It workshop, please, please, please sign up now. So I might just turn it into a one-on-one, which is great for Tony, but not so great for everybody else. And also I want to make sure that, yes, there is a fee. The fee for Pitch It Like You Mean It, because it's a small group workshop, it's $125. However, it is basically 50% off as long as you book it while I'm in the live. Once I get off the live, I usually turn it back to its regular price. But while we're in here, it is 50% off, and that is because it's a new workshop. So you guys are helping me sort of workshop the workshop, and also getting one-on-one attention with your pitch. The things that I want you guys to consider when you're thinking about if this is something that is right for you, I want you just to keep these things in mind. It's intimate and focused, and it's an extension of our live pitch workshop. You can workshop anything if it's just an idea. It doesn't have to be a full-blown pitch deck. It does not have to. I know Tony's in there by herself, and we're gonna have a good time. You don't have to have a full-blown pitch deck. You don't have to have a pilot or a treatment or anything. If you have an idea or a concept and you don't know where to start, that is also welcome. That is especially welcomed, because then we can workshop the idea, get you focused, help you with a log line. After the pitch workshop, which I still owe this to my workshop people from Saturday, is you get a like sort of wrap up afterwards, and it's called Your Next Steps, and it's really me just giving you the 3 next steps that you should take in your process wherever you are, and then you can learn and grow from there. You can take it on, not take it on, so on and so forth. Yes, Sue, I changed the Patreon tiers. We had to update a few things. Remember last week when I said the 15th was the last day to get on board? Oh, are you guys talking about genre still? I love this. I love this. I love this. Okay, so if you haven't purchased the guide, go purchase the guide. If you're interested in getting intimate, almost one-on-one when it comes to pitching an idea or a pitch deck, or figuring out what your next steps are from a creative standpoint, then you want to check out Pitch It Like You Mean It. And then, which Ebold and Fruity Founder can tell you about their experience. Lady Soja, I don't think she's in here today, but they can tell you about their experience as well. And last but not least, go join that's not last. Go join our Patreon. There is free tier and then 3 other tiers. Whichever one you want to join, feel free. You can read through those. I'm not going to bore you guys with all the details of each of those tiers. But last but not least, our live pitch workshop on Sunday is an interview with our guest lecturer, Charla Lawrenston. She is a brilliant writer. Oh, thanks, Ebold. Yes, Ebold was involved on Pitch It Like You Mean It on Saturday, and it was really fun. Yeah, Ebold came in and clutch too. Like, we were trying really hard to like workshop someone else's like overall idea, and Ebold came in clutch and was like, here's a log line, I think this works. And we were like, oh, definitely works. Okay, so our live pitch workshop on Sunday is with Charla Lawrenston. She is a brilliant writer. She has, and I want to emphasize, a working writer, which I love, because very rarely do you get to talk to people who are actively in the game in this day and age, as we're all trying to navigate, transition, and do whatever we're doing. Okay. Yes, you still need all your notes on. Here's the thing, Autumn, you can do that in the workshop, right? Unless it is for like, don't come in the workshop if you just have homework stuff you want to like workshop. Do the workshop if you have an idea that you are passionate about, that you think has the potential to be something bigger, not just like homework assignments. Like, that's more like office hours stuff. So if that's what you have in mind, don't waste your time and money on Pitch It Like You Mean It. That is more like, you can email me, you can put questions in the Patreon. If it's specifically about homework, I think that's a better use of your space and time. But if you have an idea and you're like, look, I really want to figure this out, that is what the Pitch It Like You Mean It workshop is. Okay. And Autumn, you do have some stuff you need to update, but we can help you work it out. Okay, so that's it for our commercial break, because guess what? Wait, what is this? You guys, I've been getting notifications and I have no idea what these notifications are for. Let us see. What is this? Oh. You guys, I hate automatic subscriptions. I literally hate them. Hate them. Okay, let's get back. No, for real, Eboat. I'm like, that's popping up. This is popping up. Is it this phone? Is it this phone? Like, this is so ridiculous. So ridiculous. And there's still one that I hope it's not that one. No, it's so ridiculous. And I love that you guys make fun of me because I frequently have to check 50 million phones. Okay, anyways, let's talk about tone. Tone. I'm going to pose the same 2 questions. What kind of story is this? Is how you figure out your genre. And how does a story make you feel is how you figure out the tone, okay? Tone defines how your audience will feel while watching the show. So if I'm watching your show, am I going to feel scared? Am I going to feel on the edge of my seat? Am I going to feel whimsical? Am I going to feel excited? Am I going to feel I don't know, there's so many words you can use. The thing with tone is there aren't actual set words to use, right? That can totally be up to you. You need to find a way to describe your project and how it makes people feel. I don't like that tone, madam. So how the story is presented emotionally and stylistically, this is what's important for you in regards to your pitch deck and in regards to taking the ocean and putting it into a glass of water, okay? Let's see, is that for a specific season or is that for each episode or just like the main tone? The tone is for the overall project. The overall project. So this is not episode per episode. Your series identity is your genre and your tone. That is the overall identity of the project that you are presenting, that you are pitching, that you are writing, okay? So when you're asking, how does this story make you feel? How does the story make me feel? That is across the entire project. So if it's 8 episodes, all 8 episodes are the same tone and genre. Imagine Buffy the Vampire Slayer was like, next week's episode is going to be just a comedy. The following week's episode is going to be just pure satire, right? When in reality, Buffy was kind of satire over the whole series, right? It had a tone and a genre, and that is sort of the guidance for your, not just your pitch deck, but your pitch Bible and your show Bible, right? Because when you hand this off to the writer's room, those writers need to understand where they're going, what directions they're moving, what choices your characters are making based off of not just them, but also the tone. I know, Fruity Founder, I literally, as I was talking, I was like the musical episode and the silent episode. Right? Like they literally did have different types of episodes, but the series overall had its tone and genre. Next, Netflix low-key does that when they implement random musical episodes. A lot of shows. I want to say Buffy the Vampire started that. I literally want to say they started that. Maybe. I mean, I don't know if you want to make it longer because people need to read it and be, motivated to want to produce it. So it really depends on where it is. Yeah, I think they really started that. And then all of a sudden everyone had like the musical episode. Which whatever. I hate musicals, by the way. Just side note. I don't know why. It does not align with anything about my personality. You would have a conversation with me and immediately assume I love musicals. But I don't. Has there ever been a TV show that switched tone every season? No. Sarah Michelle Gellar, that's so funny. Not that I know of. That maybe I'll make that you guys' homework assignment to find one. But no, I don't think so because the project, even when they're a different series or a different cast and a different story every time, the tone is essentially the same. Like if you think about American Horror Show, AHS, the tone is the same. It's freaking scary, right? What page count do you look for when reading a film script? Bryce, you always are asking random ass questions. Keep up with the class, okay? The Q&A is at the end. Okay, right now we're trying to get over tone. We're trying to figure out how that applies to your Bond Bunny. Do not entertain that. Ebo, do not entertain that. Okay, we do Q&A at the end. Tiffany, don't entertain that. Bryce, do not entertain that. Okay, at the end. Yes, Bryce, you're lucky you didn't get blocked. Okay, because last week I was blocking folks. Just kidding. I probably will never block you guys unless you're batshit crazy or it gets a little parasocial. Okay. Then I might block you. But otherwise, y'all are all good. Not y'all that made her mad. Yeah, stay focused. Y'all know I have ADHD. Okay, so tone. Tone defines how the audience feels while they're watching your show, okay? The reason why this is significant for us and the point of me teaching this to you guys is how the story is presented emotionally and stylistically. The style should be a reflection of the tone, and that style should be in your pitch deck. Okay, so a really obvious example that we just looked at is Montauk / Stranger Things, right? The tone of that was very clear. They wanted suspense. They wanted thriller. They wanted you to be on the edge of your seat, not knowing from week to week what was going on, okay? So that pitch deck was very mysterious. That pitch deck was dark colors. The tone was definitely there. emotionally and stylistically, right? You look at that and you're like, ooh, conspiracies, government testing, aliens. Like, you're like, what is going on? And you got that in every page of that pitch deck. Okay. So that's your tone needs to be all throughout that, because that is how your story is going to be represented in tone in your pitch deck. And you're emotionally presenting it and stylistically presenting it. Okay. Yes. And I will use the parasocial as example, since I just mentioned it. When we were reading through that pitch deck last week, was it last week? I think so. Hi, Tremaine Montgomery. See, okay. Bryce, do you see how Tremaine came in, interrupted class, derailed me, but with a compliment? Do you see that? So Tremaine, you are welcome anytime. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the chat. Bryce, however, wait to the end, okay? Because you didn't even give me a compliment. No, Tremaine, but it came with a compliment, so we're okay. You're okay. Let's see. Tone can be conveyed through your pitch deck via colors, pictures, and language. Yes, we love that. Thank you. Did you pin that, Seth? Yes. Pin that. Okay, things to consider when you're thinking about the tone in your story, your pitch deck, and how you're going to pull the tone out of the ocean of information and put it into this glass, okay? You want to ask yourself, is the tone dark and gritty, or is it lighthearted and whimsical, right? Very opposite ends of the spectrum. Is it serious? Is it funny? Or is it a mix of both? How do you want your people to feel when they're watching it? How do you want the viewer to take in this story? How do you want them to feel while they're taking in the story? What emotional response do you want the audience to have? Examples are suspense, warmth, exhilaration, and tone. Unlike genres, like genres, we have genres by nature are categories, right? So with that, there are specific types of categories. There's a lot of them, but there are boxes. They are boxes that you can put your stuff alongside, next to, within. Look at Tiffany interrupting with a compliment. Hello, Tiffany. Thank you. Thank you. You're still gonna be blocked. Okay, so see, you made me lose my train of thought, Tiffany. Unlike genres, tones do not have that. Your tone does not have, you're not limited by a category when it comes to tone. There are frequently mentioned tones and descriptive words, but really the spectrum is wide on that, right? Like common ones are dark, gritty, whimsical, funny, comedic. Like those are like common ones, but there really isn't a die-hard list you have to fit to. It is up to you to use the appropriate words to describe what the story is, what the tone is, in a way, like for those of us, I know there's a lot of book writers in here, so y'all just, let me tell y'all book writers, okay? During the Pitch It Like You Mean It workshop, we had Tila, and Tila is a writer, okay? Like a novel writer. And I was like, girl, you don't have to tell me about the environment. I'm going to see it. So you don't have to tell me. So we don't need all these words. We don't need all of them. So for writers, you have a plethora of words in your brain that you know you want to use to describe what your project is. That is beautiful. But you also want to find a happy median using words that are commonly understood. Okay, you don't have to yank out your thesaurus to find 12 different ways to say funny. You don't have to whip out your thesaurus to find the exact right word that means, a rush of endorphins while stepping in the rain, right? Which there's a word for that, but like you don't have to find it. So you just want to use a really good, poignant, descriptive word that can describe it, okay? I write novels too, so that's hey. Yeah, y'all novel writers. There are so many. Steph is, Autumn is, Lady Soldier is. I'll be telling you all this. I'm like, y'all, I love you, but it's TV, so you don't have to describe the color of the grass. The emerald sparkles as the sun hits the green blade of grass. You don't have to tell me that. I'm going to see it. I'm going to see it. So you don't have to tell me. So really it could be any adjective that conveys an emotional response. Yes, E-Ball. Can we pin this? Let's go ahead and pin that. Y'all know I don't know how to pin it. There we go. Let's just pin that comment, okay? That is exactly it. Any adjective that conveys the emotional response that you're looking for. And that's it, really. There are common themes. There are common words that people use. So it may feel like there are categories, but there really aren't. Yeah, y'all got a lot to say. Okay. I am roasting you guys today. I always come on this live starting out very nice, very professorial. I always have a plan. I have my little outline mapped out. And then y'all get on my nerves. And then I got to go and like get y'all situated. Okay. Lun, a family member called. That's why you left class. Anyways, examples. Stranger Things, my favorite example. My favorite example to give. That is adventurous and nostalgic. That is the tone. Adventurous. I feel like I'm on an adventure when I'm watching it. I feel nostalgic when I watch it. And that is all throughout their pitch deck. All throughout their pitch deck, right? They literally say it's an ode to the 80s films we know and love. Stand By Me, Close Encounters of the Third Kind or 12th Kind, I don't know what it is. E.T., Jaws, all of those movies from the 80s. Stephen King meets Steven Spielberg. Like they laid out the tone for you in that pitch deck. And that is what you want to do when it comes to creating that glass of water from the oceans of information. Okay. So that is adventurous and nostalgic for Stranger Things versus Black Mirror, which is dark and thought-provoking, right? Dark and thought-provoking, which Black Mirror is very water cooler talk. Like there are episodes that I was like dying to talk to someone about. I'm like, why don't we have water cooler talk anymore? No, honestly, reading scripts helped me, but I still be doing too much sometimes. And it's not even like, it's not even bad. So that's why it's always hard to correct that with writers. Like, this guy right now I'm working with for it's like a historical drama. And it is really good. It's really good. But he himself is a professor, a college Ivy League professor, like Ivy League level professor. And he writes in lecture format. And so when I'm going through his script and his treatments and I'm trying to shift the story and like reshape it and like try to find ways to get in, he is literally like, his mind is blown every time because he's like, I would never do that when I'm writing for academia. And I'm like, I know. And it's not bad. Like that works in this house. In that house, that works. In this house, on the entertainment creative end and the storytelling end, those rules do not make sense in this house. And the clearest one, Autumn, like you were saying, it's more about you guys have to tell me about the word, right? You have to tell me about the picture. You have to tell me about the world. You have to tell it to me. When it comes to your TV series or film, you just got to show me. You got to show me, don't tell me. Okay. Okay, back to class. Tones, of course, can vary within genres, as we know. That's very obvious because you guys will see a comedy and it could be a dark comedy or it could be a lighthearted comedy, right? That's really just what that means, that tones can vary within the genre. So an example, comedy, we have The Office, which is awkward humor, versus something very similar, Parks and Recreation, is optimistic humor. Right? So awkward humor versus optimistic humor is a very different tone. As the viewer, when I'm watching it, The Office feels awkward. Like when they're breaking the fourth wall, when they're like them thinking that they're not being seen and they're being awkward. I am enjoying the awkwardness, right? Parks and Recreation, very optimistic, very funny in a very different way, right? Another example within drama, Breaking Bad is intense and gritty. That's a drama versus This Is Us, which is heartfelt and emotional. Okay. So still within the same genre, just different tone. Okay. Intense and gritty versus heartfelt and emotional. Two completely different shows, two completely different audiences and the reason is because it's two different feelings that are evoked, right? So there may be some overlap, but someone who's going, oh, I want to watch a heartfelt, emotional family drama may not be happy if they sit down and it's an intense, gritty drama, right? Ooh, we got a new bat. Oh, yes. Betty the Thoroughbred. Late for class. Late for class. But always with the gifts. Always with the gifts. Love it. Okay, so here's something I like to keep in mind. Tone is often conveyed through language, visuals, and even the pacing, right? Pacing is important. I think this is for our book writers, our novel writers, to pay attention to that. The pacing of it. Sometimes you can have a slower pace, a more drawn out pace. You can have a rapid pace, a chaotic pace. You can have different pacing will let me know how to feel about it, right? If we're really allowing space for the character to build and then we place them in an environment and we watch how they happen and move within that environment, that pacing might give me drama. If we are, let's say you have a character who is dealing with addiction. And so as the viewer, you want me to understand that. So now we're rapid fire pacing. Things are happening. It's chaotic. Things are moving all around us, outside of us, bigger than us. And so that's going to give me some sort of inkling on the Oh, Betty the Thoroughbred. You are the best gifter. I wish you guys would, y'all come into my live late and don't give me gifts. Okay. Betty Thoroughbred. Thank you, Betty Thoroughbred. Always with the gifts, honey. Okay, you want to use. Okay, so why is this important? Understanding that the tone is often conveyed through language, visuals, and pacing. Why is that significant in this class, in what we are learning in this class? How do you think that shows up, and where do you think that shows up as being also important? Go ahead, I'll wait. Just want to make sure y'all pay. Don't make me pull somebody up on my live, because I will. Do not make me pull somebody up on this live, because you know it's going to be Nash. You know it's going to be. You know I'm going to make Nash get back on this live. Ebald, yes. Nash not even paying attention. In your pitch deck. Thank you, Tiffany. Yes, Lord Jesus. Somebody's listening. Somebody is listening. Somebody came to class today, okay? Ebald came to class. I don't know about the rest of y'all. Tiffany came to class, okay? I don't know who else is here. I feel like y'all just... Is everybody driving or something? People just driving again? Are people watching paint dry? I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening with y'all tonight, okay? But somebody came to class. And I'm grateful. Okay. Okay. Yes, it is most effective, and keeping that in mind when it comes to your pitch deck, because your pitch deck needs to tell me the tone. And you can do that through language, how you write your synopsis, how you write your log line, the words you use in your summary, the words you use to describe your characters. They can fine tune your pitch and ensure the consistency across your pitch deck. When you have it consistently across your pitch deck, it makes sense. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Parasocial. Wait, who is Parasocial's pitch deck again? I forgot. I'm so sorry. I forgot. It was so good. Let me see if I can pull it up. Wait, Autumn, that wasn't yours, was it? Autumn, that was yours? How did I forget that? As much as I be harassing you on here. So the thing with Parasocial, the comment was, that's so funny, Autumn. I'm so sorry. I forgot it was you. The comment, the constructive criticism about the sort of visuals of that. I know, Autumn, I'm always yelling at you. I'm sorry. And you do so great. That's why I yell at you. If you weren't doing great, I would be so nice. I wouldn't yell. But the being mean is my love language. I'm sure you guys have caught on to that by now. No, but the way the critique was, the tone of the pitch deck didn't match what you were explaining to me. So then the tone, if it's social media and parasocial relationships, like the suggestion of making the pitch deck look like an IG post or like an IG page or a TikTok page or someone's profile, that's because I understand how you need me to feel. You need, like, this is what you're telling me the genre is, and you're telling me the tone of this. In that you can have, is it dark? Is it, like you can definitely work that in there. And that's visually supporting what you're verbally telling me. So I love that. I love that as an example. Okay. Tone affects genre. Okay. Your tone affects your genre. It is not the other way around. Your genre does not affect your tone. Okay. Your genre, the same story can change drastically based on the tone. So you can have genre, and then that tone will affect the genre. Okay. It will move the needle. It'll solidify. It'll specify within the genre. Okay. For an example, you can have a heist story, like a rob a bank. It's a heist, right? It can be a fast-paced thriller, which is something like Money Heist, or it can be a lighthearted comedy like Leverage. Leverage is a lighthearted comedy. A lot of people may have said that was a drama, but it does not, in fact, follow the emotional growth of the characters. That's not, the story isn't driven by the emotional journey of the characters. And it's a little bit funny. Lighthearted comedy, Leverage, but those are still under the genre of a heist. It's a heist story, right? So do we feel like we understand tone in the same way that we understand genre? Let's put some ones in the chat if you do understand it. Which, side note, my niece and nephews are like 10, 9, 8, and 5. They are always like, when I say chat, they're like, oh, you're not Kai Cenat. I'm like, you know what, little kid? Okay. Go get your mama. Okay. You get on my nerves. Yes. Okay. We got it. So tone is adjective and genre is noun. Maybe. Lun, I think that might oversimplify it just a bit. But it is what kind of story versus how it makes you feel. So the tone is adjective, definitely feels right. Genre is noun, doesn't quite feel right because it's also an adjective. So I don't know. Let me think on that one. Yay. Okay. So you know what this means. If you guys are ready, if you understand it, we're going to do a little test. Okay. We're going to do a little test. Let's see. Who shall I call up on the live? Who should I call up on the live? Who has been working my nerves? Who has been working my nerves? Probably going to be Autumn. Probably going to be you, Autumn. Oh wait, I forgot. I can't pull you up, huh? Oh yes, I can. I can pull you up. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to say a genre. Now, Nancy said everyone. Yes. Today, y'all been working my nerves today. Okay, I'm going to say a genre, i.e. sci-fi, horror, drama. And then you guys are going to tell me 2 tones that can work in that genre. Okay, so here is an example that we already used. I'm just going to use it again. Genre is a heist story. Tone is fast-paced thriller, lighthearted comedy. Okay, so another example, if I say sci-fi, you could say dark and gritty or whimsical and adventurous. Okay, and I chose those 2 because dark and gritty, Black Mirror, whimsical and adventurous, Doctor Who, my favorite show. My favorite TV show. Okay, who thinks they can do this? Who thinks they can do this? Yes. Oh, what was that? What was that? Was that Autumn? Did Autumn say she can do that? Yes. Yes, I believe it was Autumn. I believe she volunteered. Thank you. Yes, yes. Again with the volunteering.
Here we go again.
The volunteering, Autumn. I mean, you're just so eager. I love it. I love it. Okay, so first genre, romantic comedy. Give me one tone.
It could be lighthearted.
Lighthearted.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a little more.
Hmm. Um, comedic.
That's good. A lighthearted, comedic, romantic comedy. I mean, it is in the name.
Yeah.
So that's good. Cheating, but good. Get off my life.
Bye.
Bye. Y'all, the way I wish I could like hang up on y'all, but I can't because I don't know how to disconnect. It takes forever. But the way I could just be like, click, I would have so much fun. Like if it were a flip phone, if I could just be like this. Get off my life. I wish I could do that. Look at Sue cheating. Lighthearted romantic comedy. Okay. I'm gonna make you guys do one instead of two tones. Okay, who wants to give me something for crime thriller? Ooh, that sounds really good. Let's see. I think Sue does. Sue, can I pull you up? Sue, you're one of the people I can't pull up. Letha, I already pulled you up. I was about to pull you up again. Nancy, I already pulled you up. Ebold, where are you? Are you still driving? It's Ebold. You're not still driving.
It's me.
Are you still driving?
No, I had a meeting out of town that ran late, but I'm home.
Okay, darling. Oh, which that was my bedtime reminder. Y'all always keep me up past my bedtime. Okay, so your genre is crime thriller.
Yes.
Give me a tone. Give me a tone.
I feel like suspense is too on the nose. So I'm going to go with haunting.
Ooh, give me more. A haunting what? A haunting. What's the pace?
Haunting. Does it have to match? Absurd? The paranormal? I don't. Well, I think that's switching genres though.
What, absurd?
Absurd. I feel like that's more comedic. A haunting, provocative crime thriller.
Yes, there we go, honey. There we go. I love it. Okay, get off.
Okay, goodbye forever.
Bye. Okay, love it. We love it. Okay, who wants to go next? Who thinks they can do superhero action? That's a good one. So many things you can do with that. Let me see. You're a Bond Bunny. Have you been? I can't even pull you up. How come some people I can pull up and some people I can't? Why? Why is that? Goodbye forever. I know. So dramatic. So dramatic. I tell ya. I tell ya. I tell ya. Tiffany, did I pull you up already? I can't remember. Oh, wait. I think you're one of the people I can't pull up. Oh. I can't remember. We shall find out. We shall find out. Goodbye forever. Ebold is so dramatic. So dramatic. I wish you guys could hear her pitch. It was so good. So good. Huh. I see you ignored my invite. Rude. Rude. Lun, you should request. You really should. I don't know. They won't let me invite you in. It's so insane. Yeah, they won't let me. They won't let me. Oh, there's this thing called Mark Viewer. I learned something new today. Learned something. It's like the opposite of blocking. Wait, what did you say, Tiffany? No, Tiffany, I sent you an invite. It's just looming out there. And youth pastor, I just teach kids how to not be a-holes. So creative, though. Oh, are there 3 different Tiffany's in here? How did I not know that? How did I not know that? Okay, I'm bored with this assignment, this activity now. I'm moving on because I can't invite anybody up here. Who had to switch accounts? Struggles of creation? What's your old account? What's your old account? Okay, anyways, I'm bored of this activity because nobody can come on my live. Okay, anyways, moving on. Practical tips of conveying tone. Oh, there are 2 Tiffany's in here. There's Tiffany Lewis, and then there's Tiffany Petite. I haven't seen Tiffany, though. I haven't seen that Tiffany in a minute. Maybe she's just listening. Nash, I have already moved on. Now, here's what we're going to learn about tone. Practical tips for conveying tone and genre in your pitch deck, okay? These are our tips. And I haven't put anything up on our screen in a minute. So let's put this up. Let's put up some practical tips. Practical tips. You guys should know all of these because they have been mentioned all throughout this class. So now I'm just putting them on a little list. Use visuals to set the mood. Use your visuals to set the mood, i.e. in Montauk. They set the mood immediately. Actually, I don't like that version. Let's do... I do not like that version of the tips. Let's try this one. Okay, how's that? Oh, that's me. I don't need to zoom in. Oh, I guess it's just making me zoom in. Hey, guys. Can you see that? If I do this. If I put my shirt there. Can you see it? Can you read it? Okay, anyways. How's that? Tip 1. Use visuals to set the mood. Okay? There you go. I feel like this is probably the best way to do that. I know. Don't laugh at me, guys, as I figure this out. Okay, tip 1. Use visuals to set the mood. What do I mean by that? You want to include references in your pitch deck to films, shows, artwork, anything that reflects the desired tone and genre. Again, referencing Montauk / Stranger Things because we saw that pitch deck. You want to use imagery from other films, other shows. And in this case, they did Jaws. He did E.T. He did, they did Close Encounters of the Third Kind. They did Stand By Me. They did... Poltergeist. Like it was an homage to the 80s. And so they conveyed that in their pitch deck with visuals. Okay. A good example of this outside of Stranger Things, which I use a lot because they're one of the few pitch decks that are actually available for people to look at. But a good sci-fi pitch could reference the sleek aesthetics of Westworld or the gritty world of The Expanse. Those 2 very different types of sci-fis, the tones are very different and the visuals would be very, very different. Okay. Second tip, show, don't just tell. Show, don't just tell. What do I mean by that? Highlight the tone and genre in the log line and the synopsis. Okay. Why is that doubly important? Because that's your homework assignment. Okay. Highlight tone and genre in the log line and the synopsis. Here's a good example. A whimsical comedy about a ghostwriter who accidentally channels real ghosts while helping solve their unfinished business. In that log line, I got the tone, a whimsical comedy. That is the genre. Okay. Tone and genre about a ghostwriter who accidentally channels real ghosts while helping solve their unfinished business. Okay. Show, don't just tell. Add it. Use your language all throughout the pitch deck to show me the tone. Okay. Tip number 3, align characters and plot with your tone. It has to be consistent throughout your pitch deck. Make sure your character and their actions fit the tone and the genre. If you have a very serious drama, right? Maybe it's like uh, a historical drama, right? You cannot then have your character bouncing around like cracking jokes or doing slapstick comedy, because that doesn't the character's actions do not match the tone. Okay. So you want to make sure there's a consistency all throughout. So if you have a comedy, you can't just all of a sudden say, oh, it's going to be super serious in this moment. You cannot do that in your pitch deck. You may be able to pull off an episode or two where it's a little more serious, but that's after you have already gotten your characters to buy, or your viewers to buy into your characters and your tone already. Okay. Here's an example of how to align characters and plot with tone. A protagonist in a dark thriller, Ozark, right, is a dark thriller, will face moral dilemmas, while a rom-com lead like Emily in Paris navigates romantic entanglements. In Ozark, I don't care about the romantic entanglements. I care about the moral dilemmas, which is a lot heavier, right? Romantic entanglements is like, oh, I think I like that guy, but we keep running into each other, but we never talk to each other. I think in the next episode I'm going to finally talk to him, right? I don't care about that in Ozark. What I care about is, are you going to sell drugs to stay alive because these people are going to saying they're going to murder you if you don't keep washing out their money? Do you know what I'm saying? So what is that? Do you have any moral compass in that? And what does that dilemma look like? What decisions are you making when faced with that dilemma? It's the same central themes as Breaking Bad. Do you consider yourself an exemption from the villain because you understand your circumstances and the decisions you had to make when the rubber meets the road, right? As opposed to, a romantic entanglement. Okay, so those are three practical tips for when you are trying to convey your tone and your genre in your pitch deck. Okay, so repeat again. 1, use visuals to set the mood. That means your entire pitch deck needs to show me what the tone is. Number 2, show, don't tell, meaning the tone is so emboldened in every aspect of your pitch deck that you almost don't even have to tell me what it is. Okay. And that is the reason why I'm teaching tone and genre in week 4 and log lines in week 1. And remember when I told you guys your week 1 homework, we're going to circle back to it at some point closer to the end of our semester, because the lessons that you learn, you're going to look back on that log line and you're going to go, oh, I can definitely punch this up. Oh, I can definitely rework this formula. Okay. But you have to understand your tone. It's outside of the formula for the log line because it's so much bigger than the log line that it's not even part of the formula, right? Like, you give me everything, the who, what, why, conflict, and curiosity in the log line, and all of that should be telling me the tone, should be showing me the tone, meaning the language that you use, coupled with the visual that is on your title page and your logline page. Okay. Third one, align characters and plot with tone. I do not care about somebody skipping through the forest trying to meet Prince Charming when this is an absolute dark drama. Okay. I don't care. What I care about is them getting through that forest, and in the middle of that forest, they're faced with a huge moral dilemma. Do I kill the wolf because he killed my grandma? Or does that, no matter what the circumstance, does that make me a bad person and I'm not going to be a bad person? What is your moral dilemma? Is there an exception to being a cruel person? Or is there exception or value to consider when, what I'm trying to say? What's the words I'm looking for? Is there a exception to your moral compass when it comes to something like murder? Or should I say schmurder, because we're on live and we've gone the whole live without getting violations. Proud of us. So like, I want the actions to match the tone. Okay. Also, I don't care about the moral dilemmas if your characters are leverage. I don't care. If it's the show, I don't care about your moral dilemmas because they're so lighthearted and comedic that I don't even I don't feel heavy by them. I don't walk away going, oh, that was a tough moral decision. How could you do that? I don't do that. Not watching Leverage. No, 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 no. Okay, how do we feel about tone, guys? How do we feel about tone? Let me know how you feel. Do we feel good? Do we feel like we understand it? Do we feel like we understand genre? Do we feel like Jillian doesn't know how to operate her live? Every week I'm doing something crazy. Wasn't there one week I put on a filter and I was like, oops, my bad. Oh, Tiffany with the ones. Let's go. You already know what the ones mean. Okay, Lund, so you feel better. What questions? Because let's go into our Q&A for the night. Any questions you guys have? I was trying to read them as we were teaching, but I think you guys were kind of answering questions for each other. This was fine, and I definitely understand everything. Okay. Any questions around tone and genre or questions about your homework? Let's go over that really quickly. So tonight's homework, which is due on Sunday by 10 p.m. Okay. You're combining week 3 and week 4 homework. So week 3, I'm calling it our genre remix. Here, let me put this up on the screen, actually. Boop, boop, boop. Because you guys don't need to see me. You can just see this. Okay, so your week 3 homework was to take the group story premise. You had one of 2. One is a man who lost his soul in a bar. Thank you, Steph. And what was the other one? Oh, kids found a wishing well. Okay. So either one of those premises, you pick whichever one you want. Man loses his soul in a bar. Kids find a real life wishing well, and not every wish is a good wish or something like that. But the premise is basically a real life wishing well. Okay. Take one of those premises. You're going to then, let's say you're doing a man who lost his soul in a bar. You're going to write a synopsis for that as if it's a comedy. Then you're going to write a synopsis for it as if it's a drama. Then you're going to write a synopsis for it as if it's science fiction. Okay? You're going to pick 3 genres and you're going to write a different synopsis for the same premise. Okay? So I hope that is clear. I just want to make sure that's clear. You pick one premise. Take that premise and write 3 different synopses from 3 different genres. Okay. That's week 3 homework. Now you're going to add on to that for week 4. You are going to tell me the tone and genre in the first sentence of that synopsis. So you're going to summarize the tone and the genre for each of those. So then your synopsis should feel something like a whimsical comedy, a lighthearted, whimsical comedy about a man who loses his soul in a bar. And then continue to give me the synopsis, okay? I see questions. Oops, sorry. Sorry, I was hiding behind that. Dang it. Ugh, Lord Jesus. This is every week, y'all. Every week. Okay, I'm going to take this down so that I can slide this over and see your comments bigger. Okay, let's see. Struggles of creation. Okay, so we're doing synopsis, various, and then summarize the tone and genre. Basically, that's it. Is a series of life story be considered a coming of age or historical drama? Is a series of a life story be considered coming? I mean, that depends. Like a life story can be anything. It can be anything. You're not going to be able to tell someone's whole life in one series because that's just not how that works. So you have to find a story that gets you in. And if you find a story that gets you into that person's life, let's say, for example, you want to tell the story of my life, you cannot cover. I literally have lived in 10 different major cities in one lifetime. You cannot tell that story in one series, right? But you can get in there by telling a story of the time I was a fish out of water moving from California to Chicago, right? So then that's a fish out of water story. But depending on how old I am when that happens, that could be a coming of age story, right? It could also be considered a historical drama. So you have to tell me what the life story is considered. Okay? Because a life story is more just like a description of it. It's not a genre or a tone. life story doesn't tell me how I feel about it. It doesn't tell me who the audience is. It doesn't tell me what category it aligns with. It just is it's almost like a premise, but it's a very vague premise. Consider a coming of age or historical drama. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? It looks like you guys got a great understanding of class today. You are so welcome. You are so welcome. Okay, no questions. No questions. Did you guys like being pulled up on the live to answer questions for activities? Because I enjoyed it. So I might incorporate that as much as I can. Can I create 3 different stories with 3 different genres as long as it has the same premise? Yes, Tiffany. I think to make sure I'm understanding what you're asking, you have your one premise and you don't want it to be the same story plot for each premise. For each genre, because that is the assignment, right? So that is the assignment is to have 3 different stories. Yes, because if a man losing a soul in a bar, or let's do the kids finding a real wishing well, that could be coming of age, right? That could be a teen drama. That could be, sorry, my dog. When he's quiet, I get nervous. And then also when I'm like in the zone, he starts drinking water. And so all I hear is, it's like so annoying. Anyways, yeah. So whatever the premise is, you're going to pick a genre and you're going to write the synopsis based off of that genre. So it can be 3 completely different stories as long as the premise is the same. And then your additional homework is letting me know the tone of it. Laura, do we have to do Wishing Well or Lost Soul in a Bar? You can pick either one. Or are those examples and we're doing our own? Nope. You're doing one of those. So Wishing Well or Lost Soul in a Bar. So either or. And your next question, Laura, is no. You and Fruity Flounder cannot just do one. Okay? I need you guys to each do your own assignment. I know that was your next question. I'm also a mind reader. Actually, I'm not. And I don't know if that was your next question. I knew you guys were. Not free. Fine. I knew you guys were. We shouldn't have shared some. No. You should not have. Maybe a stupid question, but I'm writing a musical. Is that a genre? Or is the drama in the musical? Yeah, so the musical is a genre, but it's like a hyphen, right? So it's a comedic musical comedy. It's a musical drama, like Sweeney Todd. Or it's a romantic musical, like what's the one Apple just did? I mean, not just did, but it was the one with Peele, not Jordan. Yeah, Jordan Peele. No. Key? What is that damn musical? Let's see. Musical on Apple TV. Schmigadoon. That's what it was. Schmigadoon. Autumn, I hate musicals. You know, can I tell you? There are 2 things I don't readily admit to people because it took a lot of therapy for me to feel comfortable saying it. Yes. So I hate musicals in general. Like in general, I just hate them. So, and I hate saying that because it does not match my personality at all. So the reason why I don't like them is because I'm like, who is busting out in song in the middle of like a dramatic moment, right? Literally me. I will bust out in song in the grocery store. My mom hates going to the store with me and my sister because we will literally start singing a song and doing a full performance. It is literally my life. But I don't know, when I watch musicals, I'm like, oh, they're singing. Here we go. Like, I hate it. I don't know why. It does not align with my personality at all. At all. It feels so far-fetched. And yet, It's exactly what I do in my life. I make up a musical for everything. And story of my childhood, right? I'm always literally, it's like insane that I don't like them. But I do like Wicked. So there's certain musicals that surpass the musical, right? Wicked is one of them. I've always loved Wicked. From the first time I ever saw it, it was love. What else do I love? Beauty and the Beast, the musical. I really like that. But like wouldn't go see it again, but really liked it. No. I don't. I had this colleague when I was working on some show, and like this like marketing person was like trying to be like impress me, and he was like, "Oh yes, well, instead of going to dinner for our meeting, why don't we just go, like, I have these Broadway tickets." And I was like, "Oh, okay, sure, whatever." Right? We go, and it's the one with Patti LuPone, the one that she just did. And everyone, or she might still be doing it. I don't even know. What's Patti LuPone? Patti LuPone. Patti LuPone. Current musical. Let's see. Not The Roommate. What was that damn musical? What is the music? Y'all, I cannot think of this musical. Let's see. It wasn't there. Oh, Company. Yes, Autumn. There it was. I should have just waited for you guys to answer it for me like you always do. She was really good in Agatha all along. Wicked is just so good. I have to go to bed. I got to work at 6 a.m. Have a good night. Okay, Val. Have a good night. Class is technically over. We're just yapping right now, doing Q&A. Yeah, The Company. So this guy was like, yes, let me take you to watch Patti LuPone in The Company. And he thought he was being like so impressive. And I was like, literally fell asleep. I fell asleep. And I understand that I'm the villain. I understand that. I understand that I am the one in the wrong. But I just was like, are they singing again? Oh, Tony, don't get. First of all, no. The answer is no. I couldn't get through it. I couldn't get through the whole thing. It was lively, it was interactive, and I still was like, are they singing again? I can't. Yes, it was so long. I can't. I'm not a theater girl in general, but then I'm especially not musical theater to watch it. You want to put me in a musical theater? I'm there. I was in South Pacific. I was in Sweeney Todd. I was in Les Mis. I was in, and this is all like I've performed these things at some point in time in my life. I cannot. Yes, that's the thing, Lun. I am theater coded. I am, like, it doesn't make sense. I don't understand it. First of all, I can do Shakespeare all day. I can do Shakespeare all day. I don't know what it is about a musical. I'm just like, what is happening? Schmigadoon, I enjoyed watching it, but like, you have like 30 seconds during the musical act before I'm like going to a commercial break in my head. I don't know. Autumn, I think I like Shakespeare just because I am a writer. Like, I give you guys a hard time about being book writers and novel writers, but like, that's my degree. Like, I have a degree in creative writing, and specifically to write novels and books. Like, that's how I thought my career was going to go. Like, I was like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do for a living, but I'm going to write a book at some point. And I love writing, and I studied writing. And so Shakespeare for me, I just love. I think, I don't know if I was conditioned to love it, but I really enjoy it. It's just something about a musical. Chicago was good. Oh, it was really good. Dreamgirls. Okay. But only because I get up and I dance along. I don't think I could watch it in a theater. Good night, Steph. Thank you so much to the best moderator ever in the world. Love performing. Good. That's good. God, that's good. Same Z's creative writing and film. Yeah, like I could tell, Liz. Like Ebold, I can definitely tell. We have the same energy when it comes to that. Dreamgirls mentioned. Yes. No, I love Dreamgirls. But I'm acting out Dreamgirls at every turn. Like it's like I'm acting it out. Chicago, I don't love, but I know the songs and the music, so I sing along with it. I know, Ebold, I'm sorry. I try not to dox you guys because I know your TikTok name, and then in other spaces I learn your like your in real life name, and then you come back to TikTok, and it's only a couple of people that I connect the two with. Um, like Alien Superstar, I connect. So sometimes I'll accidentally say Alien Superstar's real name. Sometimes I'll accidentally say Fruity Flounder. Sometimes I'll accidentally say you guys' names. Even though I already doxed you guys because you're two separate people posing as one. Okay. Yeah, Laura, I can tell you have the same energy. It's the same. I can always tell my creative writing people. I can always tell. I can always tell my creative writing people, and I can always tell my Montessori people. I went to Montessori schools growing up, and so it's an energy, and you just know. We are. No, you guys are, not me. Pretty flatter. I'm like, yes, we are. I mean, you guys, not me. Not me. We are one. Did you just dox Fruity Flounder? Did you dox Fruity a Fruity Flounder? Nash, every time I see your screen name, it says Nash, hear me out. When people are replying to you, I always think they're saying, hear me out, and then they're saying whatever they need to say. I didn't mean to. Don't worry, my name is already out there. No, it is Fruity Flounder because you told me when you got on your when we did your homework. Steven Universe Gems. Yes. You guys, I was so exhausted today. I don't know if you guys could tell. I'm a little like goofier version of myself today. Just a little. Okay, you guys don't have any questions. I mean, wait, let me check to see if anyone purchased the guide while we were on here, because if you didn't, I may have to yell at you guys. No, just kidding, I won't. I don't even have the energy to yell at you guys today. Not even for funsies. Can you believe that? I don't have the energy for funsies yelling at you guys. Same, I took a 2-hour nap. I try to. I really try to. It does turn into a FaceTime. And I'm like, hey guys, so earlier today, this happened. Which, by the way, earlier today, I did go to Barnes & Noble's to do some work. Like I worked from Barnes & Noble's today. And I almost fell asleep. I was like, this is so cozy. On a beanbag chair. Which I'm 46 years old. What am I doing on a beanbag chair anyway? Like, what am I doing on a beanbag chair? I know, you guys are so funny. But if I came on live with no lesson, no intention, and it was just a FaceTime, you guys would be like, teach us something. Teach us something we need to learn. And I would go, I got nothing, guys. Epiphany. Oh, Epiphany. You were quiet. I should have called you up. You were very quiet. I almost forgot. Yeah, Ebold. I don't know what I was thinking. But it was so comfortable. And I was like on my little laptop, like crunched up in a little beanbag. And then I was like, you're going to have to stand up eventually. I can't feel my toes, but it was comfortable. I know. You know who I tell stories to all the time? Steph. She's not on here right now. Beanbag chair. I find that less H's beanbag chair. Probably. It was the beanbag's fault. No, I tell Steph all the good stuff. I tell her all the good stuff. She's always like, what? That happened? I'm like, yes, girl. I almost forgot. I was part of that scandal. Anyways, The fun scandals. I'm not sharing them with you guys anymore. I'm not. And in fact, I'm going to go because it's 9:42 and we did a solid 2-hour lesson today, which is really good. And then we're going to do tomorrow, Lund, because some of them are crazy. Said a dog pet. Nash, not if you sign an NDA. First of all, I signed a million DNAs, but they don't really mean anything. Just side note, they don't really mean anything. People are terrified of them, but like the average NDA doesn't really mean anything. I can't tell you guys, I'm super excited about this new project I'm on. Like, I'm super excited. I get to like develop it from scratch. Oh, talk to me about the live pitch workshop. How did you guys like hearing Nicole's like perspective and like what her experience is in the entertainment industry and how it could potentially help you guys while you're working on your projects or trying to pitch your projects? Because I love that kind of feedback. Because with Charla coming on, Charla's a writer, so I think you guys will be able to like relate to her a little more directly. Because you guys are definitely writers in here. Yay! You'll keep my secret, right? Them, yes. Ebold, I don't even get the reference. I didn't stay dialed into that musical long enough. In fact, I think I left at intermission. Which, again, it doesn't mean anything about the quality of it. Like, it doesn't, don't use me as, I know it's terrible. It's so terrible. Yeah. Said being a producer is like being a mom. No, it is. It really is. It is like being a mom. So it was a great insight. Great, Nash. Great. I think with Charla, I think for the interview, I think I'm gonna ask her I'm gonna have her questions be more centered around like how she got into the business. So people who are writers who want to get into it, you guys can see what her journey was, and how she gets on projects, what she looks for. She produced her own series, so I want to talk to her too about let's see. Look, you guys, Stan just said they're so proud of me. Woohoo, thank you. I want to talk to her about like how intellectual property, establishing her own IP. She tried to pitch this series. No one picked it up. They didn't do anything with it. So she said, you know what? I want to do this. So I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. And she did a internet series, a YouTube series. And I want to talk to her about what that was like, what inspired her to do that, what was the motivation behind that. And, now she has a whole podcast series talking about what it's like being in the industry. So she's like establishing her own IP. Professor, what are you working on? Did I miss that? Yeah. So I know Starlet, your emails keep bouncing back. Okay. So you need to email me so that I have the right email address, because every time it bounces back repeatedly. So let me see. Yes, I am. So I'm developing this project, and it's historical. I don't know what really. It's like, it's based on a true story, and it is, I don't know how much I can say about it, but it's a really good, what can I say about it? It's a historic military drama centered around an all-black infantry that in the military during war, that not only had to deal with being at war, but had to deal with racism within the military. And I've been thinking about ways to get into telling the story, but there's this moment that I think is really fantastic where, because the full infantry that they were part of was extremely racist, they shoved them off on the French military, like the French allies. They're like, oh, you stay there. you go over there with them while us white Americans go over here, right? And they were such great soldiers and comrades to French soldiers during World War II that was it World War II? I don't know. I'm like trying to say the right thing, but also not say too much. But anyways, there was this moment where they were just so beneficial and amazing, and that was seen by the French that they won, or they were awarded the highest honor that France gives any soldier ever. And they were happy about it, but also it highlighted the resentment they were facing with the US military, because when they came home, they were still just black, like just black. So they weren't awarded any kind of Medal of Honor, any kind of anything. They were barely even acknowledged. So the story is kind of about dealing with the juxtaposition of that, and how do you handle that? Like, what do you do when on one hand you're a beloved hero who is being awarded the highest in the land, and on the other hand, in the country that you are actually fighting for, you are still considered scum on the bottom of someone's shoe, not even allowed to come in and sit down and have a meal with the rest of your infantry or battalion or whatever. So I'm excited about it. I'm excited to work on it. And I have a meeting set up next week to write, we're going to work on writing out the treatment and getting all that together. And then I get to take it and pitch it to everyone. I know but it's so powerful too. So I'm just excited because I haven't been this excited about a project in a really long time. And I know exactly where to go. Like, I know exactly who's looking for this. I know exactly who wants this. Exactly. I have like a director I want to attach to it. I have actors that I want to attach to it. I have 2 potential production companies I want to approach with it. I'm pretty sure the director is going to come on board. So I don't know. I'm excited. I'm just excited. I'm excited. So we could fast forward this time next year and I could be on set like this. Everyone, clear the way. I could be. Do they have funding that assists in development stage and writing treatments? They do. Actually, yeah. There's some grants specifically for that. They have a creative fund under WGA and entertainment creative fund that will grant. And then they just have grants in general. A really good person to follow is on Instagram. I believe they're called Film Funding. Let's see. What are they called on Instagram? And then I gotta go. Oh, here again, there's a ton of funds for development stage. Yeah, look at all them connections. I know. I hope so. Well, I hope this one gets an Oscar. Well, no, it's gonna be a TV series, so it'll probably be an Emmy. Fine, I'll take another one. But yeah, I'm just excited about it. What am I looking up? Oh, Instagram. I forget the name of it. I hate trying to find somebody on Instagram because Instagram is so random. Let's see. Film. Oh, is it Showrunner? Maybe. Showrunner, as in show run, HER. At the end, she's a good person to follow. You guys are so funny. I looked down so I didn't see all your snarky comments. Okay. You're like, oh, just an Emmy. Fine, I'll take another one. You guys do know my goal. Oh, what's wrong with his belly? My goal was always to get 8. I've always wanted 8 Emmys. Yeah, Nash, we can. Ugh, another Emmy. So boring. Yeah, I kind of do, actually. Can we get a chat on Patreon for general? Yes, that could be fun. But it ain't happening tonight, okay? Because I am tired. I'm tired. Yeah, we can call them our FaceTime chats. That'd be really fun. But again, not tonight. You guys see how crazy my hair is right now? Like, that's how tired I am. Normally, I try to do my hair a little bit for y'all and put on a little makeup. Today was not happening. It was not happening. Yeah, no, I always wanted 8 Emmys when I started out because when I was like 22 or 23, I heard Oprah introduce Mary J. Blige as, at the time, she was 8-time Grammy award winning Mary J. Blige. Everyone was like, whoa. And I sat there in that moment and I was like, I want to be 8-time Emmy award winning Jillian Carter. I want that to be my intro. And lo and behold, honey, I'm one away. I'm one away. So we'll see. Man, I know. Ebold, I manifested the hell out of that. Because I don't know, like, there's nothing I did intentionally and consciously to go after an Emmy ever. Like, I looked up and were being nominated, like the show. I know. I need it. Yes. I almost had the 8th one at CBS Mornings, but I missed the deadline. You guys are so funny. I promise you this. If the next Emmy happens and we're still doing this, I'm definitely shouting you guys out. Harrison, what is that? Oh, hi, poo poo. I would definitely shout you guys out. I'm going to be like Nash, Autumn, Tony, Fruity Flounder. Get off my live. That'll be my acceptance speech. I'll be like, get off my live immediately. Or I'll just be live like when they call our name. And then I'll tell you guys to get off my live. Because that'll be fun. Okay, I'm going to bed. I'm so tired. I feel like the moment in the sleepover where you know you need to go to bed, but you're like still laughing and cracking jokes. Look how red my eyes are, guys. You can see it through the glasses. So tired. Okay, I know I'm going to sleep. All right, you guys. I will see you guys tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. We'll talk more about tone and genre. If you have any more questions, please let me know. All right, good night, guys.